flowing with possible improvements that I could offer to various people. So I made sure that every time someone has a presentation, I thought of new features I could be adding. I made sure I wrote them down. And definitely have to keep on top of like what the new stuff that's coming out, and it seems to be the best way. If you want to implement those things on your products, then you need to be aware of all of the competitors, and also you want to have the latest and greatest. So I entered in the second hackathon, and my submission was a verifiable open source platform so that people can prove what's going on behind the scenes on their websites. And this is very important for any website that's interacting with blockchain in general, because you can have all sorts of sensitive data that can be transported over by users interacting with blockchain. And then on the other hand, as long as they're using your website, you have access to other data about them, such as their IP and perhaps information coming in from the URL. It's okay to collect that information, but it's just important not to associate it with other sensitive data. So if it's anonymized, then it can be just a helpful sort of feedback form for all your website users. But if you're correlating it to their identity, then this kind of becomes an infringement on your personal security. Certainly 100% online, just researching what's available and trying to create products. Like BSB was the first blockchain, and I found that it was possible to really engrave data. So one of my product use cases included, engraving data. So Ethereum has IPFS, and it seemed like kind of a tricky solution, and this seems so easy. Scaling capabilities, one. Intellectual property, like I know BSB has a lot of intellectual property that may be integral to a specific application I'm working on. There's also the question of the customer base and will my app pertain to this blockchain's primary customer base, so that's a kind of consideration. So